Hi everyone, welcome back to English Fab, where learning English is practical, useful, and fab. Movies are a great way to practice English, but talking about them can sometimes be tricky. Maybe you're not sure how to describe your favorite action, romance, or sci-fi movies, or you struggle to explain why you liked or disliked a film. You might also find it difficult to talk about streaming platforms, movie reviews, or different genres like horror, comedy, and documentaries. In today's lesson, we'll go through real-life conversations about movies. You'll learn key phrases, useful vocabulary, and practical tips to help you discuss your favorite films, share opinions, and talk about different movie genres confidently in English. This video includes content related to movies and entertainment that we've uploaded so far. Be sure to check each video and our website for further details. If you find English difficult, don't worry, you can translate the subtitles into English and your own language like this. Check the description below for extra details. Are you ready to improve your English for movie discussions? Let's get started.
Hey Casey, have you watched any good movies lately?
I have. I just saw that new sci-fi movie everyone's been talking about. It was amazing.
Really? I've been meaning to watch it. What did you think of the story?
The story was great. Lots of twists and turns. It kept me on the edge of my seat. The visual effects were stunning too.
That sounds like something I'd enjoy. I love movies with unexpected twists. Who was in it?
The lead actor was fantastic. I think they'll win some awards for their performance. The supporting cast was great too.
I'll have to check it out. I've been rewatching some classics lately. It's nice to revisit old favorites.
That's a great idea. What have you rewatched?
I watched an old action movie from the 90s. It still holds up after all these years. What's your favorite genre?
I'd say I'm a big fan of thrillers. I love the suspense and figuring out what's going to happen next. What about you?
I'm a big fan of comedies. I love a good laugh after a long day. Have you seen anything funny recently?
I saw a great comedy last month. The jokes were spot on and the timing was perfect.
I'll have to get some recommendations from you. Maybe we should plan a movie night sometime.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's pick a couple of genres and make a night of it.
Deal. I'll bring the popcorn.
Perfect. Let's make it happen soon.
That was an amazing hike. Being out here really makes me feel like I'm in an adventure movie.
I was just thinking the same thing. It kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones, exploring new places, facing challenges, and discovering hidden secrets.
Indiana Jones is a classic. The action, the treasure hunts, and the epic escapes make it so fun to watch.
Exactly. That's what I love about adventure movies. They take you on a journey, whether it's through jungles, mountains, or lost cities.
Yeah, the best adventure movies make you feel like you're part of the action. Have you seen The Mummy? It has that same mix of action, mystery, and humor.
Oh, I love The Mummy. It's such a fun adventure film. The ancient tombs, the legends, and the suspense make it really exciting.
Right? I also really enjoyed Jumanji, especially the new ones. The idea of being trapped inside a dangerous game is such a cool twist.
Yes! Jumanji is great because it mixes adventure with comedy. It's fun, but also keeps you on edge with all the challenges they have to face.
Exactly. I think what makes a great adventure movie is a good mix of action, exploration, and unexpected obstacles.
Totally. I also love when adventure movies have breathtaking locations like The Lord of the Rings. The landscapes are just incredible.
That's a good point. A great setting makes the adventure feel even more real. Speaking of which, have you seen Life of Pi? It's different from typical adventure movies, but the journey across the ocean is amazing.
Yes! It's such a visually stunning film, and it really makes you think. Adventure movies don't always have to be action-packed. Sometimes they can be about survival and personal growth.
I completely agree. So, what adventure movie should we watch next?
How about Jurassic Park? It's got dinosaurs, thrilling chases, and an epic adventure feel.
Perfect choice. Let's do it.
Wow, that movie was intense. The fight scenes were so well choreographed.
I know, right? The car chase scene had me on the edge of my seat. The way the camera moved made me feel like I was right there in the action.
Exactly. I think good action movies always have a combination of fast-paced sequences, great stunts, and a gripping storyline.
Yeah, but not all action movies get it right. Some just rely too much on explosions and special effects without a solid plot.
True. That's why I appreciate movies like John Wick or Mission Impossible. The action feels real, and the characters have depth.
Speaking of John Wick, did you notice how the fight choreography is almost like a dance? Every move is carefully planned, and the camera doesn't cut too much, so you can actually see what's happening.
That's a great point. A lot of modern action films use too many quick cuts, which makes it hard to follow the fights. But in John Wick, they use longer takes, so the action feels smooth and immersive.
Right. And another thing I love is when action movies use practical effects instead of relying too much on CGI. It just looks more believable.
Totally. That's why movies like Mad Max, Fury Road are so amazing. Almost all the stunts and explosions were real. The commitment to practical effects makes it feel raw and intense.
I remember reading that they used real cars and had stunt drivers perform those crazy chase scenes. That must have been so dangerous.
Yeah, but that's what makes action movies exciting. The best ones make you feel the adrenaline rush without making it look fake.
Do you have a favorite action movie?
That's tough. I'd say The Dark Knight. It's a mix of action, suspense, and great storytelling. Plus, the Joker's performance was legendary.
That's a great choice. For me, it's Inception. It has action, mind-bending scenes, and an amazing soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that hallway fight scene with the shifting gravity was incredible.
Exactly. It's cool how action movies can be more than just fights and explosions. Some of them make you think while keeping you entertained.
That's what makes the genre so fun. There's something for everyone, whether it's spy thrillers, superhero battles, or intense martial arts films.
So, what's the next action movie we should watch?
How about Top Gun, Maverick? I heard the aerial stunts were all done practically, with real jets and pilots.
That sounds amazing. Let's do it.
I watched The Notebook again last night, and I was an emotional mess by the end.
Oh, that movie is a classic. It really knows how to pull at your heartstrings.
Exactly. That's what I love about romance movies. They make you feel so many emotions.
Yeah, a good romance movie isn't just about love, it's about deep connections, personal growth, and sometimes even heartbreak.
That's true. I think the best romance movies have characters you can really relate to. If the love story feels real, it's so much more emotional.
Totally. That's why I love Pride and Prejudice. The chemistry between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy is amazing.
Oh, I love that one too. The tension, the misunderstandings, and then finally, the happy ending. It's perfect.
Do you prefer romantic comedies or deep, emotional love stories?
Honestly, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I want something lighthearted like Crazy Rich Asians, and other times I want something heartbreaking like A Star is Born. What about you?
I like romantic comedies more. They're fun, and they don't take themselves too seriously. 10 Things I Hate About You is one of my favorites.
That's a great one. Romantic comedies always have great dialogue and funny misunderstandings.
Exactly. And they usually have a feel-good ending. But I have to admit, some romance movies are a little predictable.
Yeah, but I think that's part of their charm. You watch them for the emotions, not necessarily for the surprise factor.
True. So, what's the next romance movie we should watch?
How about La La Land? It has music, romance, and a unique ending.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
I just watched The Lord of the Rings again last night, and I'm still amazed by how incredible it is.
Oh, that's a classic. The storytelling, the world building, the characters, it's all just perfect.
Exactly. That's what I love about fantasy movies. They create entire worlds full of magic, adventure, and mythical creatures.
That's true. A good fantasy movie transports you to another world. I love how they make the impossible feel real.
Yes, and the visual effects are so important in fantasy movies. Imagine a world with dragons, elves, and giant castles. it has to look believable.
Right. I think Harry Potter did that really well. The way they brought Hogwarts to life was just magical.
Oh, definitely. The settings, the spells, the magical creatures. It felt like stepping into a completely different universe.
That's what makes fantasy so special. It's pure escapism. You forget about reality and just get lost in the story.
I agree. And fantasy movies often have really powerful themes too, like friendship, bravery, and destiny.
Yeah, they might be set in imaginary worlds, but the emotions and struggles of the characters still feel real.
Exactly. So, do you have a favorite fantasy movie?
I'd say The Chronicles of Narnia. The idea of stepping into a wardrobe and finding a whole new world is just so exciting.
That was such a magical story. I love movies where ordinary people discover they're part of something much bigger.
Me too. That's why Star Wars is kind of a mix between sci-fi and fantasy. It has the same themes, heroes, destiny, and an epic battle between good and evil.
That's true. So, what should we watch next?
How about Fantastic Beasts? It's got magic, creatures, and a great adventure.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
I love sci-fi movies. They always make me think about the future and what's possible.
Same here. A good sci-fi movie isn't just about space or technology. It explores big ideas, like time travel, artificial intelligence, or even what it means to be human.
Exactly. That's why Interstellar is one of my favorites. The way it combines science with emotional storytelling is just brilliant.
Oh, Interstellar was amazing. The visuals, the soundtrack, and the whole idea of time dilation, it was mind-blowing.
Right? That scene where 1 hour on the planet equals 7 years in space was crazy. It really shows how time works differently in space.
Yeah, and that's what I love about sci-fi. It makes you question everything. Have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
Of course. That movie had such a deep message about artificial intelligence and identity. Do you think AI will ever become as advanced as it is in sci-fi movies?
Maybe. Some AI can already generate realistic conversations and create artwork. But in movies like Ex Machina, AI develops emotions, which still seems far from reality.
True, but I feel like sci-fi movies sometimes predict the future. Look at The Matrix, it talked about virtual reality long before it became mainstream.
That's so true. And movies like Star Wars introduced concepts like self-driving vehicles and holograms, which we now see in real life.
Sci-fi is definitely more than just entertainment. It's a way of imagining what could happen.
Exactly. So, what sci-fi movie should we watch next?
How about Dune? I've heard it has an epic story and stunning visuals.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
I just watched Knives Out last night, and I'm still thinking about all the twists.
Oh, that's a great mystery movie. I love how it keeps you guessing until the very end.
Exactly. Just when I thought I had figured it out, there was another twist. That's what makes mystery movies so exciting.
That's the best part. A good mystery keeps you engaged the whole time. Did you have any idea who the culprit was?
Not at all. At first, I suspected one character, but then the clues pointed in a completely different direction. It was so well written.
Yeah, the best mystery movies drop subtle clues throughout the story, but they don't make it too obvious. That way, when the truth is revealed, it still surprises you.
Right. And I love how mystery movies often focus on detectives or investigators piecing together the puzzle. It makes you feel like you're solving the case with them.
That's true. Some movies have a slow build-up, while others are fast-paced with lots of action. Do you prefer classic detective stories or modern thrillers?
I like both. Classic ones like Sherlock Holmes are so clever, but I also enjoy psychological mysteries like Gone Girl that mess with your mind.
Gone Girl was intense. Psychological thrillers make you question everything. They're not just about solving a crime. They make you think about human nature.
Exactly. And the cinematography in mystery movies is usually so well done. The lighting, shadows, and music all add to the suspense.
Yeah, the atmosphere is so important. A dark, eerie setting can make a simple mystery feel so much more intense.
So what's the next mystery movie we should watch?
How about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? It's got suspense, a great storyline, and an unforgettable main character.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
I just watched The Departed last night, and wow, what a movie.
Oh, that's a classic. The suspense, the double crossing, and the tension, it keeps you on edge the whole time.
Exactly. I love crime movies that keep you guessing. You never know who's really telling the truth.
Same here, crime movies always have great twists. Did you see that ending coming?
Not at all. Just when I thought I had figured everything out, the movie completely shocked me. That's what I love about crime thrillers.
Right? The best crime movies make you feel like a detective, piecing together all the clues. Do you prefer ones about cops, gangsters, or heists?
I like a good heist movie. Ocean's 11 is one of my favorites. It's got action, humor, and a smart plan. What about you?
I love gangster films. The Godfather is a masterpiece. The storytelling, the power struggles, it's so intense.
Oh, definitely. It's one of the greatest crime movies of all time. But I also enjoy detective stories, like Seven. The mystery and the psychological tension are just incredible.
Seven is disturbing, but so well done. Crime movies that blend mystery with strong characters always stand out.
That's why I like Gone Girl too. It's not a typical crime film, but it's full of suspense and psychological twists.
Yes, I love when a crime movie plays with your expectations. So what should we watch next?
How about Heat? It's a crime classic, and the action scenes are intense.
Perfect, let's do it.
You look exhausted. Did you stay up late?
Yeah, I made the mistake of watching The Conjuring right before bed. I couldn't sleep.
Oh wow, that's a scary one. The suspense in that movie is intense.
I know. The way they build tension with the eerie music and slow camera movements really gets to me.
That's what makes a good horror movie. A mix of suspense, jump scares, and a creepy atmosphere.
Exactly. But I think psychological horror is even scarier. Movies like Hereditary and The Babadook stay with you because they mess with your mind.
I agree. Psychological horror plays with emotions and doesn't rely just on jump scares. It makes you think about the story long after the movie ends.
Exactly. And then there's supernatural horror, like The Ring or It, where ghosts or cursed objects are the main threat.
Yeah, supernatural horror can be really creepy. But I also love slasher films like Halloween or Scream. They're more about suspense and the thrill of survival.
Slasher movies can be fun in a way because you kind of know what to expect. But I think found footage horror, like Paranormal Activity, feels more real and unsettling.
Definitely. The shaky camera and first-person perspective make it feel like you're experiencing the horror yourself.
So, what's your all-time favorite horror movie?
That's tough. I'd probably say The Shining. It's creepy, psychological, and has amazing cinematography. What about you?
I think A Quiet Place is one of the best modern horror films. The way they use silence to create suspense is genius.
Oh, that's a great one. So, should we watch a horror movie tonight?
Only if you're okay with me keeping all the lights on afterward.
I just watched a comedy movie last night, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Nice. Which one was it?
The Hangover. It was hilarious. The characters got into the craziest situations.
Oh, that's a classic. I love comedies that have unpredictable moments. The best ones always have great timing and funny dialogue.
Exactly. Good comedy isn't just about jokes, it's about how the actors deliver them. Some movies rely too much on silly humor, but I prefer clever and well-written comedies.
Same here. I really like movies with witty dialogue, like Superbad or Dumb and Dumber. The humor feels natural, not forced.
Oh, Superbad was great. The characters were so awkward, but that made it even funnier. What's your favorite type of comedy?
I'd say situational comedy, where the humor comes from everyday life. Something like Meet the Parents, so relatable and awkward at the same time.
That's a good one. I also love physical comedy, like in Mr. Bean or Home Alone. Just watching someone trip or make silly facial expressions cracks me up.
Yeah, slapstick comedy never gets old. But I also enjoy dark humor, where the jokes are a little unexpected or edgy, like in Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool was hilarious. It mixed action with comedy so well. Do you think humor translates well in different languages?
Sometimes, but not always. Some jokes rely on cultural references, so they might not be funny in another country. That's why movies with universal humor, like funny expressions and physical comedy, work everywhere.
That makes sense. I guess that's why Charlie Chaplin movies are still popular. They don't need words to be funny.
Exactly. A good comedy movie makes you laugh no matter where you're from. Speaking of which, have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
Yes, I loved it. It had comedy, romance, and a great story.
Yeah, a mix of humor and heart always makes a movie better. So what comedy should we watch next?
How about 21 Jump Street? It's got action, humor, and great chemistry between the actors.
Perfect choice. Let's watch it this weekend.
I watched an incredible documentary last night about climate change. It was so eye-opening.
That sounds interesting. What was it called?
Before the Flood. It explores how climate change is affecting different parts of the world and what we can do about it.
I love documentaries like that. They make you think and give you real facts instead of just entertainment.
Exactly. That's what I love about documentaries. They educate you while keeping you engaged.
Do you prefer science documentaries or ones about history?
Honestly, both. I love history documentaries because they help me understand the past, but science documentaries always amaze me with new discoveries.
Same here. I watched The Social Dilemma recently, and it really changed the way I think about social media.
Oh, I've heard about that one. It explains how social media influences our behavior, right?
Yes, and it's kind of scary. It shows how algorithms control what we see and how they can affect our opinions without us realizing it.
That's why I love well-made documentaries. They make complex topics easy to understand.
Exactly. A good documentary tells a story while giving you real knowledge. Have you seen Our Planet?
Yes. The cinematography in that documentary was breathtaking. It really made me appreciate nature even more.
Right? The visuals were stunning, and the narration by David Attenborough made it even better.
So, what documentary should we watch next?
How about 13th? It's about racial injustice in the prison system. I've heard it's really powerful.
That sounds like an important one. Let's watch it this weekend.
I just watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I was blown away by the animation style.
Oh, that movie is incredible. The animation feels like a comic book coming to life. The colors, the movement, it's so unique.
Exactly. I love how animated movies can experiment with different styles. It's not just about telling a story, it's about creating a visual experience.
That's why I enjoy animated movies so much. They can be fun and lighthearted, but they can also be deep and emotional.
Totally. Up is a perfect example. The first 10 minutes alone made me cry, and it's an animated movie.
Same here. That's what makes Pixar movies so special. They have amazing storytelling that appeals to both kids and adults.
I agree. But I also love animated movies from other studios. Have you seen Your Name? The animation is stunning, and the story is so touching.
Yes. Japanese animated films like Your Name or Spirited Away have such a unique way of blending fantasy and emotion. They feel magical but also very real.
That's true. And I love how animation isn't limited to one style. There are 2D classics like The Lion King, stop-motion films like Coraline, and even hyper-realistic animation like in the Lion King remake.
Yeah, every animation style has its own charm. Even simple 2D animation can be powerful if the story is good.
Exactly. That's why I think animated movies deserve more recognition. Some people still think they're just for kids, but there's so much more than that.
I couldn't agree more. So what's the next animated movie we should watch?
How about Coco? The animation, music, and story are all amazing.
Perfect choice. Let's do it.
I just watched The Greatest Showman last night, and I can't stop humming the songs.
Oh, that's a great one. The music is so catchy, and the performances are incredible. What did you think of the story?
I really enjoyed it. It was inspiring, and the way they combined music with storytelling made it so emotional. Plus, the choreography was amazing.
That's what I love about musical movies. They make you feel so much more connected to the story through songs and dance.
Exactly. and the soundtrack stays in your head for days. Do you have a favorite musical movie?
I think La La Land is one of my favorites. The way it blends classic Hollywood style with modern storytelling is just beautiful.
Oh, I love La La Land. The ending really hit me emotionally. I wasn't expecting it to be so bittersweet.
Same. I think that's what makes it so special. Not all musicals have happy endings, but they always leave an impact.
That's true. I also love classic musicals like The Sound of Music. The songs are timeless, and the story is heartwarming.
Yes, and Grease is another classic. It's fun, energetic, and has so many iconic songs.
Definitely. And then there are modern ones like In the Heights and Hamilton that mix different music styles with powerful storytelling.
Exactly. Musical movies have evolved so much, but they always bring that special magic of music and emotions together.
I couldn't agree more. Speaking of which, we should watch a musical together sometime.
Sounds like a plan. How about West Side Story? It's a classic, and I've been meaning to watch the new version.
Perfect choice. Let's do it.
Hey Ethan, I'm thinking about subscribing to a new streaming platform, but there are so many options. Which one do you use the most?
It depends on what you like to watch. I use Netflix a lot because they have a great mix of movies, TV shows, and original content.
Yeah, I've heard their original series are really good. But what about Disney? I love animated movies and Marvel films.
Oh, then Disney is perfect for you. They have everything from classic Disney movies to Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar films. If you're into family-friendly content, it's a great choice.
That sounds tempting. But what if I want something more educational or informative?
In that case, you might like Discovery or National Geographic on Disney. If you're into documentaries, Netflix and Prime Video also have a good selection.
Interesting. What about live sports? I don't watch a lot, but I'd like to have the option.
For live sports, services like ESPN, DAZN, or even YouTube TV are better. Most of the major streaming platforms focus on movies and series though.
Got it. What about Amazon Prime Video? I already have a Prime membership. Would it be worth using?
Definitely. If you're already paying for Prime, you get access to Prime Video for free. They have some great original shows. Plus, you can rent or buy newer movies.
That's a good deal. But I've also seen a lot of ads for Apple TV. Have you tried it?
Yeah, Apple TV is great if you like high-quality, well-produced series. They don't have a huge library, but their originals, like Ted Lasso and Severance, are top-notch.
So many choices. Maybe I should try a free trial before deciding.
That's the best way to do it. Most platforms offer a free trial, so you can see which one fits your preferences before committing.
Good idea. Thanks for the recommendations, Ethan. Now I just need to find time to watch all these shows.
That's the real challenge. Let me know which one you choose. That's it for today's lesson. We covered key phrases and practical tips to help you talk about movies in English, whether it's discussing your favorite genres, sharing opinions on a film, or talking about streaming platforms. These conversations will help you express yourself more naturally when chatting about movies with friends or writing reviews. The best way to improve is by practicing. Try using these phrases the next time you watch a movie, recommend a film to someone, or discuss your thoughts on a recent release. And don't forget, we've uploaded more videos on related topics, so be sure to check them out on our channel and website. Okay, thanks for watching today's lesson on English Fab. I hope you found these English tips useful and feel more confident. Remember, practice makes perfect, so try using these phrases in your daily conversations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more Fab English lessons. Until next time, keep practicing and stay Fab.